Today is a very sunny day. Today is Tuesday, and welcome to DN News Liberia. Of course, we are coming to you live from Paynesville City, and we are just in the compound of the Samuel Kanyon Doe Sports Complex. We are here today to bring you a coverage of what is going on here out from outside the SKD Sports Complex, where we have a construction work ongoing. As a matter of fact, we've been informed that this construction work is the residential area of engineers that are going to construct the much anticipated and much heralded overhead passage that are going to be constructed between the 540 end to the Old Road Junction. There are some discussions and some of the things we're hearing about 540 areas being demolished, but we'll tell you more about this work and so far what we've gathered here since we arrived. And so you can see contractors are working here, and they are building what seems to be like a foundation for huts. They're going to have some huts here built for those engineers. We saw that during the construction of the Japan Freeway, where we saw engineers residing along the corridors where those the roads are being built. And so similarly, the engineers from the China Railway Company that is responsible to build 2 overhead bridges are here stationed to ensure that they can begin building an area where those engineers that are coming can, reside. Now, we just want to drive you through a little historic city about the construction of we want to draw you through a little historic study about the construction of the overhead bridges. According to what we've researched so far, the discussions regarding the construction of overhead bridges in Liberia between Liberia and the China Republic commenced in 2018. This whole discussion started in 2018, and somewhere on the 1st of September in 2018, the both nations signed what we describe as an agreement on economic technical cooperation for the construction of the overhead passage. And then subsequently on September 9, there was a exchange of notes. You want to call it exchange of letters. It was signed formally between the two countries for the construction of the overhead passage. Now, furthermore, in June 21, when an implementation agreement was signed between the Ministry of Public Works of Liberia and representatives from the Chinese government, this agreement detailed the specific construction plans and reaffirmed both parties' commitment to the project's execution. And so we know very well that since 2018, this entire discussion surrounding the construction of 2 overhead passage, which is a new phenomenon in the infrastructure development of Liberia, as a matter of fact, will be a very new thing in our country for us to have a money overhead passage where you have vehicles passing to reduce traffic. And so to have those 2 bridges constructed, the Chinese company that is responsible to do that will have to have their engineers coming down on the field, and this is where they're going to reside. This is where they're going to reside. So far, we've spoken with the gentleman on the ground here who informed us that there are other stations around the 540 end, and there are other stations that they're going to have their men or their equipment going to be placed. But primarily, they're going to have their engineers residing here. This is going to be like the headquarters. But there is this issue about the RAP payment. Quite recently, we raised an issue on this platform on DN News Liberia about the groundbreaking ceremony that we were informed by the Minister of Public Works that there would have been a groundbreaking ceremony in February, which is about 2 months ago or a month ago, because we just entered in April. That was in February that a groundbreaking ceremony would have taken place. And then we did not see that even ongoing, and then we asked a very important question as to why is it that the groundbreaking did not take place. And then later on we saw a statement from the Ministry of Public Works that there's going to be a wrap, the final payment for the wrap, we call that the resettlement action plan for all those that were residing along the road. So the final payments were made, and we saw also the Liberia Electricity Corporation, LEC, also went ahead to remove some of their assets. They've begun doing that, the high tension wires and everything. So that means the process is going to commence very shortly. But why is it that in the statement from the Ministry of Public Works, they mentioned, how do you call it, Bamuma Junction? So we have the communications person at the Ministry of Public Works, Benjamin Miles, our own colleague. We're going to speak with him. We already informed him that we want to have some chat since our followers are viewing this live, and they will get some information from him as to how far this entire construction is going to move on from Bamuma end over to the 540 end, or is going to remain to where we heard before. Because according to what we've heard, this entire thing is going to start from the 72nd end, 72nd Boulevard Junction, to the Nigerian House. For some of you who know that side very well, before the Nigerian House, just at Zone 3 Depot, there where this entire thing is going to start. So the board there, we've been told that that board is going to be placed up. You're going to see the blueprint. A lot of people are very concerned about the blueprint of this entire project. How is it going to be like? You know, people are very confused about it. And one engineer who is well respected in this country did a piece about how he would love to see the Ohio passage. And so we're trying to get Ben. Okay, Ben is on the line live now. I think we can just use the mic this way to get Ben. Ben, welcome. You are live on DN News Liberia, and we are around the Samuel Kanyon Doe Sports Complex, where the resident area of the engineers for the must talk about Ohio passage is being done here, the resident area. Welcome to DN News.
Thank you. It is an honor to be on your platform.
Okay, so
you're talking to you from Banga City. As you're quite aware, the Minister of Public Works led a team from the ministry went forward.
Wow, I think we have an issue here. I think we have an issue here with the phone, but we'll try to connect with Ben Miles, where our guy on the camera is going to try to reconnect with Ben Miles, but Ben is the communications person at the Ministry of Public Works, and so we will try to connect with him. But we are still here. We were hoping that we can speak to any authority here from the Channel Railway, but some of you may be wondering what type of company is going to do this work. Are they trained in this area? Channel Railway is a world-class construction company. As for what we've read so far, they are a world-class construction company, and they are involved in construction of bridges, railway, primarily involved in construction of railroads, and also they are involved in the construction of bridges, different roads and different buildings too as well. And so they are the ones that have been contracted by the government of China and also the government of Liberia to construct the overhead passage and two bridges that have been talked about over and over and again. Now, what's the benefit of those two overhead bridges? A lot of people have been concerned about, okay, instead of us spending, huge millions of United States dollars to construct overhead bridges, why not divert that money towards paving some of the major roads in the country, like the Southeast Road, like the Lofa Road, and other major roads to connect the entire country, instead of putting two overhead bridges that, in some people thinking, very short from 72nd Boulevard Junction to Zone 3, where I talked about just before the Nigeria House. People are very concerned. But the purpose of the construction of the two bridges, according to what we've read, is to reduce the traffic that is usually at this point. Many of you know that when you are going to work in the morning hours, that particular area we talk about is jammed with traffic. And also, if you are leaving for work in the evening hours, that point is also jammed with traffic. What the engineers and the Ministry of Public Works and the governor of Liberia intend to do is that to reduce the very huge traffic in that area. Mind you that we have the ministerial complex. The ministerial complex has several different activities aside from the ministries and agencies that are in that building. You have conferences, you have talent shows, you have pageants and different things that go on regularly at that area. And so as a matter of fact, the government of Liberia want to reduce the traffic congestion around that place. So what we've been told is that if you are coming from, for example, if you are coming from Boulevard Junction and around the Charles Taylor House area, you have to just use the OIF passage, and then you will not pass in front of the ministerial complex again. That is the old quota you have there. You're going to pass up on the OIF passage and then just go pass by the ministerial complex, go over to the police station right at Zone 3, and then you get down and you can go. So that place where you have the huge residents of people living in around the Peace Island community, they're not going to be, encountering a lot of vehicles again. Also, if you are coming from that side, also maybe you're going towards the Back Road Junction, because another overhead passage is going to come from the 72nd Junction end over to the Back Road and cross over to join the other overhead passage that's coming from the 72nd Boulevard end towards the Charles Taylor area where you have the old Unity Party headquarters. So you're just going to use that side, you come over there, and then you get on the other overhead passage and go over to the Zone 3 police station. So according to that, the engineers, that in itself will reduce traffic. You will not have to interact with vehicles coming from the ministerial complex where you have to bend. No way. You will not have to do that. And if you are going towards the ministerial complex, that means you will have to use the road that will be beneath the bridge. Mind you, there will be road under the bridge. So you will have to use the road that is under the bridge to pass and go into the ministerial complex. So if you have nothing to do with ministerial complex, you will not have to use the road down under the bridge. You have to use the OIF passage and go strictly over. You will use the bridge to go strictly over to town. Yes. So the way you have, some people are crossing over from the Congo Town Back Road to go into ministerial complex, and some people are crossing from that side to go into Peace Island, and people who are going to town have to wait the longest, and people who are coming towards Paynesville in the evening hours have to wait. No, you will not have to wait anymore. You will just use the OIF passage, get on the road, on the OIF bridge, and then you just pass. No need to wait for people who are using the OIF, the ministerial complex or 540 or maybe Stop and Shop supermarket. No need. But if you have to use those three areas I just mentioned, you have to go to the ministerial complex, you have to go to Stop and Shop, or you want to go into Peace Island, then there now you will not need to use the OIF passage. That's the explanation we've been given so far as to how this entire project is going to be like. But let's see if we can just tour around this area. We've been giving real access to this place because that much people have been coming here. We've been giving just a real access to this entire place. So you saw during the construction of the Japan Freeway, there were engineers who were stationed here. No one expect that you will come to construct a bridge, maybe a project over 24 months or above, and then you have people lodging in hotels. That will be very cost intensive. Obviously, it will be very cost intensive. And so the government of Liberia, the companies, and every individuals or stakeholders involved in this project, obviously, they had to make that decision to have resident area where those guys can, reside. So you can see, this is like the foundation. I am guessing. I have not been told this. It's all official that this place will be built as a tent. What they have here is just a foundation. There's a very huge concrete. There's a very huge concrete they have here. These are all concrete. I'm not seeing bricks. Okay, few bricks lay on this side, but there's concrete all here. And so they're going to build the tanks. Okay, And where the guys will come when they work the entire day, they come here to rest. You know, the Chinese, they are very good when it comes to construction. Very good. In the coming months, if we were to come back here in the coming months, you may not see this place like this. Maybe in the next, this is April, by the end of April, you will have an entire building here where you will see people sitting here with the AC blowing them and everything, having their air conditioning and enjoying themselves. So the Chinese are very good when it comes to that. Let's just move along so that we don't have interruption in the sound. So this is the entire place here. You can see the sun is very hot, and the guys are working. These are very dedicated staff or contractors here working. So I think there's going to be another compartment here, another court here. This will be like a walkway into this other place. This might be like a walkway. Come here. But this place has been here for a very long time. We used to come here to watch football game. This place has been on stage. But the guys are making use of this. So they're making use of this to construct this residential area for the guys. It's a temporary residential area. They're going to stay here forever. Once the job is done, they're going to leave. But I see them cashing in the place. So you see, the guys are not only going to just build the thing up, they cashing into it. They already got a design on how they want it to be like. So they cashing in it. So let's move closer to this side and see what is being done here. Let's move closer to this side to see what is being done here. We might have interruption in the sound, so if you come closer, it will be okay. So you can see the work that is being done here. The guys are cashing in it. Very beautiful. So we all look forward to how it's going to be like. We all look forward to how it's going to be like with the construction of the bridge. You know, it's going to be very beautiful, and a lot of people cannot wait to see this construction kick-starting. So the concern, and everyone is concerned as to when it's going to start. As you know, this construction work started up, the discussion started, like we said, in 2018, and then it did not materialize up to 2023 until the end of the CDC government. The CDC government, yes, they started the discussion in 2018 with the entire issue of constructing this bridge, those bridges, but it did not materialize until 2023. Their government ended, this government came to power, and they tried to reinforce it. The Minister of Public Works have been making some pronouncement, they're paying the RAP and other things. So we're looking forward to see this government implementing it. And if this government is unable to do that, it's going to be something like a project that has been stopped. But from what we see here, this is a green light. This is a sign of optimism. It is a sign of being hopeful that the bridge is actually going to be constructed. Hopefully, we're going to take you to another point where the LEC, the Liberia Electricity Corporation, is removing their asset from those rural areas. We want to show you signs that the construction of this much talk about 2 overhead bridges that are going to be constructed. The sound is clear, and we can see that there is a serious action or work that is going to start very shortly along that side. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to join you from another location very shortly. My name is Aaron Kuban. Someone said, my man, you didn't call your name too on. My name is Aaron Kuban. Thank you for watching, and thanks to all of our viewers.